It is official. TNA Wrestling have confirmed that AJ Styles will return to the promotion for the first time since 2014 this Sunday at the TNA Slammiversary pay-per-view. We have an update on the AEW All In Texas pay-per-view estimates, updated gate and merchandise numbers as well. The real reason why the Young Bucks lost to Swerve Strickland and Will Ospreay at All In Texas has been revealed. Colton Gun is seemingly injured on AEW Collision in his first match since his All In 2025 return. Kenny Omega reportedly is expected to take time off following his defeat against Kazuchika Okada at All In Texas. CM Punk opens up on the possibility of him accepting an office job while still being an active WWE superstar. Brie Bella comments on missing WWE Evolution last weekend. Amos could be on his way to Lucha Libre AAA. Kurt Angle joins Hulk Hogan and Eric Bischoff's Real American Freestyle. A 6-man tag team match has been confirmed for Slammiversary, and WWE is seemingly doing big numbers on Netflix. Hey guys, welcome back to Wrestling News 365. Hope everyone is doing very well. As always, there are plenty of news stories to get into in the world of professional wrestling. Before we begin, you can see in the sidebar, we will be live this weekend for a TNA Slammiversary watch-along, as well as a TNA Slammiversary post-show. Of course, be sure to join us Sunday, July 20th. We'll be live 15 minutes before the show goes live on the air for the watch-along. And of course, once the show's off the air, we'll be live with the post-show with screen grabs from the event. Now, speaking of Slammiversary, AJ Styles, arguably the greatest TNA wrestler of all time, is set to return to the company. AJ Styles is coming home. On Friday morning, the promotion made things official, taking to social media to confirm that Styles will appear at the premium live events. This was the statement from TNA Wrestling saying, quote, "Yes, the phenomenal news is true. The phenomenal AJ Styles will be at Slammiversary from TNA Wrestling on Sunday, July 20th at the UBS Arena in Elmont, New York." TNA Wrestling President Carlos Silva tweeted that Slammiversary will be phenomenal, drawing immediate worldwide speculation that one of the greatest TNA stars of all time will return to the company he called home for more than a decade. After another phenomenal hint Thursday during the broadcast of the company's flagship weekly TV show Impact on Access TV, Silva ended the speculation. AJ Styles will be part of Slammiversary on Sunday, which many wrestling insiders are predicting will be the biggest TNA show, especially after Silva shared on social media, "We're moving the stage back to accommodate more fans," end quote. Silva did not comment on what Styles will be doing at Slammiversary, the showcase event of the year that features 2 high-profile championship matches involving TNA and NXT stars, and many other much-anticipated matches. TNA World Champion Trick Williams, the NXT star, puts the title on the line against former TNA World Champion Joe Hendry and hometown hero Mike Santana in a 3-way match. Plus, NXT Women's Champion Jacy Jayne puts her championship on the line against TNA Knockouts World Champion Masa Slamovich, and one of the two will leave Slammiversary with both the TNA Knockouts and WWE NXT Women's Championships. Now, as far as why this wasn't announced earlier, well, TNA president, when doing an interview with Busted Open Radio, Carlos Silva, has explained the delay in announcing AJ Styles for TNA Slammiversary on Sunday. He said, quote, "We went through all week as it came together. We wanted to make sure the logistics of getting AJ to New York were set. As you know as well as anyone, these wrestlers are running around the world. You've got to make sure they can get there." So according to Carlos Silva, it was a logistical situation, which is why Styles was not announced earlier. Now let's go over to AEW All In Texas. Of course, last weekend, last Saturday's AEW All In from Arlington, Texas, was a financially lucrative one for the company. Dave Meltzer broke down some of the numbers in this week's Wrestling Observer newsletter, with a full breakdown of historical comparisons found in the issue this week. Now, in terms of all-in pay-per-view buys, the estimated buys comprising digital and traditional buying methods are approximately 175,000, which would put it 4th all-time in AEW history, trailing 2021's All Out, which was 205,000 buys, 2023's All In, which was 200,000 buys, and 2024's Revolution, which was 180,000 buys. A final number won't be known until the final settlement with cable and satellite operators, per the norm. Earlier this week, AEW President Tony Khan said it was the best performing pay-per-view they have done on Amazon Prime in its short history, and the digital sales overall were through the roof. Now, Meltzer reported the entire week brought in $1.2 million in merchandise sales, which included $725,000 for All In itself, with the rest coming from the StarCast convention. The All In number is the largest ever for a non-WWE show in either the US or Canada, even accounting for inflation. Now, in terms of the gate and attendance, Meltzer confirmed the live gate for Global Life Field exceeded $3 million, but didn't have anything specific on attendance outside of the 28,000 to 29,000 that Khan said at the post-event press conference. After announcing a paid number for the first All-In from Wembley Stadium, AEW has not provided an announced attendance of any kind for the following two All-In events. Of course, AEW All-In will return to Wembley Stadium in August of 2026. And one of the big moments at All In saw the Young Bucks lose their EVP titles. AEW All In Texas saw the Young Bucks lose their match and EVP status, and the reason for that decision has now been revealed. Matthew and Nicholas Jackson lost to Will Ospreay and Swerve Strickland at the July 12 AEW pay-per-view. The match results saw the Young Bucks also lose their status as EVPs, with the Wrestling Observer newsletter revealing why this all happened. According to Dave Meltzer, the match was originally put together with the plan to end the story of Matthew and Nicholas Jackson as on-screen authority figures. Meltzer would also note that fans may have got a different partner for Strickland in the form of Hangman Page, who actually main evented the pay-per-view, defeating Jon Moxley for the AEW World Championship. According to Meltzer's sources, it was felt that the Young Bucks as on-screen authority figures had run its course, and it was now time to focus on the pair as a great wrestling tag team. Meltzer would go on to state that the Young Bucks were pretty adamant when it came to losing to Ospreay and Strickland, with Tony Khan having previously stated that he is the one with creative control in AEW. Meltzer notes it was going to be his decision in the end. The current issue of the Wrestling Observer newsletter also reports that Will Ospreay will be out of action for some time due to injury. Now, speaking of injury, Colton Gun has seemingly suffered one on his return to the ring for AEW. Former AEW World Tag Team Champions, the Guns, seem to have rotten luck as Colton Gun seemingly suffered an injury during a recent AEW Collision taping. Social media users who were at the taping in Chicago pointed out how Gunn suffered a knee injury during the four-way tag team match and had to be escorted backstage mid-match. Some fans noted that Gunn was ringside for quite some time as AEW's doctors tended to his right knee. The four-way $200,000 tag team match involved the Guns against Gates of Agony, Brian Keith and Big Bill, and Action Andretti and Leo Rush. Of course, the Guns had only just returned to AEW television this past weekend at All In after a few months away from AEW TV. The brothers interfered in the men's Casino Gauntlet match won by MJF and attacked Gates of Agony's Bishop Corn and Toa Leona before targeting Ricochet. The Guns' last match in AEW was back in February, where they lost an AEW World Tag Team Championship match against the Hurt Syndicate's Bobby Lashley and Shelton Benjamin. The duo had recently revealed that their absence from AEW TV was not because of injury, as they confirmed they were fit and ready. The Guns were also off AEW television between September and February, reportedly due to an injury to one of the two. Aside from the four-way tag team match, this week's Collision will also include a singles match between Taya Valkyrie and Alex Windsor, Ricochet and AR Fox, Ty Mello and Megan Bayne, and Katsuyori Shibata and Roosh. The show will also feature an 8-man tag team match pitting the team of Mascara Dorada, Kevin Knight, Bandito, and Mike Bailey against the Don Callis family. Now, in terms of another name missing time, it looks like Kenny Omega is going to be missing some time moving forward. This past week on AEW Dynamite, Don Callis repeatedly referred to Kenny Omega as dead after losing his Unified Championship match against Kazuchika Okada. Omega was absent from AEW Dynamite as well as the Collision tapings, and AEW sources tell Fightful Select he's expected to take time off. Now, Fightful say they haven't heard what specifically Omega is taking time off for, or if it means a consecutive or sporadic absence for him. Omega has wrestled 10 matches since returning from career and life-threatening diverticulitis. Of course, if we get any more details, we'll let you know in a future video. Going over to WWE, and CM Punk has commented on possibly becoming someone in the front office. Now, since returning to WWE at Survivor Series in 2023, CM Punk has often helped out with the next generation, with many in NXT praising Punk for his accessibility and advice. While Punk has been open to giving advice, he doesn't want to take an office role while still active. Speaking to Scott Fishman of TV Insider, Punk was asked about working with Triple H. He said, quote, "Between me and Triple H, there is so much more of an understanding. I've advanced in my life to a point where I have the perspective I didn't have before. For him, likewise, has advanced in life where he has experiences and knowledge he didn't have before. Me and him, I think we were both on the main roster and were talented guys. It was more adversarial because we were competition. Now we're not, and we're on the same page and want to help the next generation and kind of guide them the right way with their creativity, showing through but also producing them. It's more like maybe do it this way and see what happens. Look, I love working with the guy. It's amazing. It's really a treat. I think we've only scratched the tip of the iceberg. I'm still kind of pumping the brakes on any kind of office title. I don't want to be office punk while I'm still active main roster wrestler punk. Those things do not mix. You cannot try to tell somebody else what to do while you're essentially booked in a certain position on the show, in my opinion. I'm stoked being a wrestler, and until I hang my boots up, I'm stoked being a wrestler. I want to do the best I can do with the group I have, where some are supremely talented genius minds for the wrestling business. So Punk said he loves working with Triple H. Now, Brie Bella, there was a lot of speculation on her status for Evolution this past weekend. Of course, she didn't appear at the show. Nikki Bella, though, her twin sister, is on the comeback run. First appearing in the Women's Royal Rumble, following up by competing in the Battle Royal at WWE Evolution, and then facing Chelsea Green on WWE Raw. While Nikki is back in the mix, her twin sister Brie Bella has been noticeably absent. Quote, I was yearning to be in Atlanta to either watch live or I would have loved to have been in a match or part of something, Brie said on the Nikki and Brie show. At the same time, where I'm at in my life, you're exactly where you're supposed to be. Everything is meant to be. Instead of trying to fight what you feel should be, enjoy what is. I'm supposed to be here with my family, watching my sister and all the women kick ass. I enjoy that. There were so many Bella Army people hitting me up. I'm so bummed you're not there. I am too, but it's Nikki's time. Fingers crossed. I would have loved to come one day if that ever happens. If it doesn't, then it doesn't. That's fine. Nikki said, quote, I hope it does. I miss you. I'm getting lonely in the hotel rooms. Everyone wants you back. The Bella twins are stronger than just Fearless Nikki. When we are a duo, we make magic happen. Now, a bit of an update here on Omos and plans for him, possibly outside of WWE. WWE superstar Omos could be set for another international excursion, according to a new report. After being sent to Japan for Pro Wrestling Noah in January, it seems as though the Nigerian giant may be on his way to Mexico's AAA in the future. According to WrestleVotes, WWE are mulling over whether to send Omos to have a run south of the border. The idea is to establish the 33-year-old as a special attraction outside of the WWE bubble. Omos hasn't wrestled since returning from Noah, where he won the promotion's tag team titles. It has been over 1 year since his last televised WWE match, the 2024 Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, on the April 5th, 2024 edition of WWE SmackDown. Omos has been benched of late, as he does not have an injury or anything that would prevent him from physically performing. On the contrary, he is ready and excited to get back in the ring, and despite his lack of WWE activity, the company re-signed Omos to a new multi-year deal earlier this year. Kurt Angle has joined Hulk Hogan and Eric Bischoff's Real American Freestyle. WWE Hall of Famer Kurt Angle will be heading back to his amateur roots after signing on for a role in Hulk Hogan and Eric Bischoff's Real American Freestyle venture. It was announced that the Olympic hero will serve as a live event commentator, analyst, and partner for Real American Freestyle. He will call the promotion's inaugural show on August 30th alongside Chael Sonnen and Bubba Jenkins. In a press release, Angle was quoted as saying, quote, I grew up freestyle wrestling and achieved the highest level of success in the sport. I couldn't be prouder to support athletes at all levels of their careers and partner with Real American Freestyle to make it happen. Chael and Bubba will bring a unique aspect to their analysis given their own backgrounds in combat sports, and I'm excited to join them for Real American Freestyle 01 to bring freestyle wrestling to audiences around the world. Hogan, meanwhile, added, quote, Kurt Angle is a living legend. He's achieved every accomplishment he could in wrestling, so it makes sense he's partnering with Real American Freestyle as we actively change the name of the game across the sport. Kurt will provide fire, infamy, and unparalleled experience to the commentary and analysis of our live events. We couldn't be more excited to have him on the Real American team. So, of course, Angle is now on the team, as Hogan mentioned. As of July 16th, only 639 tickets had been distributed for their debut show. The Wallstein Center in Cleveland, Ohio can hold up to 13,077 fans, but the show is currently set up to accommodate 2,773. Now, going back to Slammiversary, and another match has been confirmed for Sunday. Fourth Rope Wrestling will invade TNA Wrestling at TNA Slammiversary, as Real One, formerly known as Enzo Amore in WWE, will team with Josh Bishop and Zila Fatu against Steve Macklin, Jake Something, and Mance Warner. The match will be part of the Countdown show ahead of the pay-per-view. TNA has run promos from Real One, paid for by Fourth Rope, on recent episodes of TNA Impact. And finally, some updates here when it comes to WWE on Netflix. On January 6th, 2025, the partnership between WWE and Netflix kicked off with a huge episode of Monday Night Raw. Since then, every episode of Raw has streamed live on Netflix in the United States. Other countries around the world use Netflix to stream Raw, SmackDown, NXT, and premium live events. On Thursday, Variety issued a report on Netflix data, revealing viewership figures for shows like Squid Game, Adolescence, Zero Day, Missing You, and movies like Back in Action, Straw, The Lifeless, Havoc, and The Electric State. Additionally, the outlet shared some interesting viewership numbers for WWE as well. From Variety, quote, in addition, WWE, which premiered on Netflix in January, generated more than 280 million view hours across all of its events, including WWE Raw. The July 7th episode of WWE Raw recorded 2.6 million global views on the platform, up from the 2.5 million figure the show recorded 1 week prior. Ahead of the company's first ever two-night SummerSlam, Roman Reigns is now being advertised for the July 21st and July 28th episode of WWE Raw on Netflix. Of course, we get any more details about metrics for WWE on Netflix, we'll let you know in a future video. But there you go, guys, the latest pro wrestling news for you. Be sure to smash a like on the like button. Be sure to subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. As always, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and I'll speak to you again very, very soon.
Hey guys, thank you for watching, listening, streaming, or however you come across this video today. Be sure to click on the video on the right there to watch our next video, or click the bottom there to subscribe, or the bottom right hand corner. Thank you very much, and I'll speak to you again very soon.